So how to manage our love and relationships? Right? Basically, we are going to look at 4 golden rules, 4 principles to manage your love and relationships in life, so that you live happily with your spouse and the people that you interact with on a daily basis. With your children, with your kith and kin, with your relatives, at office, with your colleagues, with your seniors, your juniors, your boss, your teammates, everyone. These 4 golden rules are applicable universally. Right? And mind you, make no mistake, friends, these are coming from the highest scriptures of the world, from the greatest of masters. So the first golden rule states that in any relationship, we ought to engender true love and not pseudo love. Asli love and not nakli love. Now what's that? You see, today, the husband and wife relationship is supposed to be the most intensive form of love. I mean, that is what it ought to be. But unfortunately, today, we find it has turned into the most selfish form of attachment. The most intensive form of love has turned out to be the most selfish form of attachment. Right? And these days, the most jokes online, on WhatsApp, on SMS, what is it on? Correct, on marriage, on relationships. Right? One such joke states, a man is incomplete before marriage. Now, of course, man over here refers to mankind. It means both. It refers to both, man and woman. So a man is incomplete before marriage, and after marriage, he's finished. Right? Another joke states, love is blind, but marriage is the eye-opener. Right? Now, friends, love, as I said, is supposed to be the most soothing of emotions. It ought to be the most purest of emotions. And look at the paradox, look at the dichotomy these days. We claim to love our kith and kin, our relatives, our family members, and those who we deal with. Right? And who causes you the maximum pain? Who hurts you the most? And who are you nasty towards? Who? Correct. Our own relatives, our close ones, our near and dear ones. Now, how can our close relatives, our kith and kin, our family members, or those who we are dealing with at office and all, why are they causing us, or why are we causing them the most pain? Because we claim to love them and they claim to love us. Have we mistaken something else for love? That's precisely what it is, friends. When love is vitiated, is polluted with selfishness, it takes the ugly form of attachment. So remember this formula. Love plus selfishness equals attachment. Attachment minus selfishness is true love. So when you claim to love somebody, or when you claim to love your partner, because he or she is catering to your demands, is catering to your emotional demand, your physical demand, or your intellectual demand, you love that person. And when that catering stops, it could be at any level, one or all the levels, at the intellectual level or emotional level or the physical level, you don't care about that person anymore. You dump that person. So you love a person because of the returns. Who are you loving in effect? Who are you loving in effect? Correct. You're loving yourself and not the other person. As long as the other person agrees to you, you love that person. If there's a disagreement, you stop caring about that person. So what Masters advise is love for love's sake and not for returns. Love in spite of. Why? Because in selfish attachment, friends, there are demands, there are expectations, right? And these incessant demands and expectations cannot be met all the time. As a result, there's a fear. There's a fear, what if my expectations, my demands are not met? There's an insecurity. And there comes the strain and stress in relationships. You see, the world is in a constant flux of change. Everything in the world is changing. There are different objects and beings. So, the people who you are relating to also are changing. So, the world cannot function according to your mental pattern, according to your whim and fancy, according to your like and dislike. So, friends, it is in your interest that you engender true love and not pseudo love. Love for love's sake, and don't just love because what you're getting in return. Right?